Yeah, you can just focus on them. That's why I call them focus questions.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, let me see that word list. What do we got going on? Earnings. I don't know who Vivian is. Okay. So nothing super great yet, unless there's a Vivian tied to the Pinckneys, but I've been studying this family for 6 years. I don't know any Vivian. So, but I get excited when there's something new. So. Yeah, don't do that. We're just getting started.
I'll trade for that. My arms are hurting from holding this. It's recording now. So.
Yes, start asking questions about
what did you say?
Eliza. Ask about her marriage and
Shine it on there.
which one?
You have to hold it up. Yeah. See, like it's trying to say that there's something there, but
Oh, it's your shadow. Like we'd love to talk to you, Eliza.
Yeah, you start talking. You do the talking. I'm nervous. We've never actually had like our own like thing. What year did you get married, Eliza? Shine it on those rocks.
How old were you when you got married? Were you the first wife or the second wife?
How are we doing on that spirit box? Wow.
We'd love to talk to you a little bit.
So 49 and then pretty much nothing.
Can you say something to us so we know you're here?
Your goal now, your baseline is going to get 25 and above.
Numbers.
How old were you when you got married?
I don't know if she was the first or the second. Are you the first or the second wife?
Do you like people to come visit? Oh, not a yes or no.
Yeah. Be careful, there's a bunch of divots.
What did your house look like? Oh, we don't have much to see here, but we'd love to hear about it.
You guys switch up?
Yeah, just
It says estimate. Maybe she wants us to guess.
oh.
I think you were the second wife. Is that true? Were you the first or second?
Can you tell us anything about your husband? What was your husband's name?
So the house is not kept clearly, but I, the president got Adams. Yes. Adams. And then Jackson.
what year were you married? Was there a certain president or a certain number that you can tell us? It'd have to be solid, not just dancing around. But I think it's just seeing that thing, you know.
Showing up on the word list lately? There's a lot of listeners here, so that doesn't
Yeah.
narrow it down. So, which is weird because I kind of gave you guys like this one's like 20% accurate, which is on the lower end of the scale. It just works better than that damn obelisk. And then I use that camera primarily for debunking. I'm like, that's why I was like, when I said you guys all want those two items, I'm like, well, damn, I always try to put a spirit box in every group. So I was kind of like, we'll see how this actually balances out. But yeah, this is still a staple for me because it is supplemental. Because if like she has the number 5 right now, and I need something else to like tie it in so I can see like to make sure that the 5 is relevant, I would want something else to go along with that. So it could be relevant to one of two things right now, and a lot of times it comes out of this guy. So we'll see what happens. So it is a necessity. It's just on the lower. Like I'm not going to use this as a standalone.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I would not go ghost hunting with just these 2 items. I would always want at least a spirit box in play as well. So,
Okay. If you need us to trade, that's fine too.
no, it's whatever you guys want to do. So if somebody wants to try the SLS camera, offer to take a spirit box from them. So I did put 2 spirit boxes in the ladies at 3. So again, that would be something to do too. So yeah, I always try to put at least 1 spirit box. But if there's 2 couples, like last night, one couple had this as their communicator. So it was just kind of like, but they also had like the thermal imaging camera. It was something a little bit more enhanced. So, but the SLS camera, super fun to play with if you've never used one. It also teaches you a lot about depth perception because it does spray out infrared dots, just like the Kinect camera would, which is what I'm sure you guys have seen on the TV shows. It seems like you guys do
Yeah.
watch a lot of the TV shows, and they have like that big heavy camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works the exact same way. It's just the Apple LiDAR technology, and it's a lot lighter and portable. Works just as well, and it's actually easier to use for muggles that don't do this all the time. I mean, you guys seem like you're not so much the muggles because you do like
Yeah.
the tours of all the places. But yeah, super fun to use, and when we get something, it is a holy shit moment. Like with that one specifically, yeah, because we've had like ghosts like for 8 minutes on that thing, like literally interacting with us for 8 minutes. Like it can get a little nuts, and it smells like garbage over here, so we should all move.
That looks like a person to me.
That was just him.
That looks like a person to me, doesn't it?
Let's go closer. How about that? I think I need help though. I was twisting this fabric and it stuck on my finger. Oh, never mind. I got it now. Duty.
Can you tell me more? What does duty mean? Something with the military? I thought I saw something over here, but I did not.
You know, this was a place of love. Can you describe that to us? That feeling?
How did you meet your husband?
Is that a tree? Tree. No.
Oh, it is nighttime. Is that when you met him?
Did you meet him at nighttime? Or are you just telling us it's nighttime?
Is this, yes, it's hard not to say yes or no.
Yeah.
Put it over here.
Level?
We're gonna go to a different part of your home.
It's kind of weird that this was like this parking lot. I think that's sad. They took away her home.
Yeah.
Are you happy staying here?
It's a yes or no.
Oh, wait.
Or Or do you just come? Oh, yeah, yeah. Are there other people here? Do you all still? I
No,
don't-
that's also yes or no.
Yes, I know.
How many people are here? Is it just you? My hips hurt. A lot of waddling around. Huh?
You're being
Yeah. There's like a rooftop thing up there. It's nothing that you need to record, but yeah, it's so cool. Tell us more about the nighttime. Is that when you met him, or do you just see nighttime? That's one of them. It seems to go more when we walk around.
Any other new words?
Nighttime and level.
Level?
Level.
I'm gonna give them like another minute with the spirit boxes, and then we're gonna probably wrap this one up. She had a high number to start, but there's been nothing since. And then none of the words are like starting to tie in together for me. So
It seemed like level meant something to him. Like level?
Where did you stay in the? Where was your favorite room in the house? Where?
What level? Oh. Did he tell us how she died? Should I ask?
Uh,
I don't know.
did you say the word? Or what? Tell us about.
What happened?
Yeah.
Why that word? What does that mean? I'm gonna ask. What I'm gonna do. Reform? See, it goes more when we walk around.
Oh,
Yeah. Is that how you died? Were you choked? I'm scared.
can you tell us about your happiest time?
Pond?
Oh,
Is there a pond over here? Did there used to be a pond over here? Oh, that's a yes or no question. I don't know what this means, but there's more of this. Did you spend a lot of time at a pond? Was there a pond around this area?
what room are we in right now?
Oh.
We're walking through your home. I think they said the slaves lived here. Are we in that room, or what room are we in? Or what's your favorite room?
Put it on these rocks. I think it's
Right.
weird how they're there. So he said if it's real, that it would be showing at eyes and nose. Can you show yourself on the camera?
how's our words coming?
Choke, reform, and pond.
I like the choke part.
I
That
know.
works. Yeah.
Pleasant.
No, let's go ahead and like, get you muted. Did you get any other words out of it? Or any words?
Not one thing.
Yes, got it. It's fantastic. I think we actually had more going on with Big John here than we did anything else. Did that boot back up for you yet? Nope. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and reboot the whole system while I'm talking to make things a lot easier. So, this particular spot, like there wasn't a whole lot going on, but I do like to explain the EMF readings first. If you have a camera, you can hit the stop button, by the way, in case you haven't already. Cameras outside the circle, and we'll continue on with the detail. Where the hell were we? Rhode Island, right? Yes, please. Ralph tells the doctor, hey dude, I know this guy, he's gonna try to kill you. So why don't you come with me? I got friends at 59 Church Street, you can rent a room from them, you'll be safe and good to go. Doc took him up on the offer, the two gentlemen became friends. The longer the doctor stays here, the more money he's making. He's proving his point. He's not after men's money, he's making his own. Amanda got wind of this. She wrote him a letter saying that she was moving down here so they could be married in Charleston. So, Dr. Ladd then became known as the Whistling Doctor. Now, y'all know why we're using the crazy voice recorder on Casey's ears, but I also hate this story, and I was going to take it out of my route. The reason I hate it is because it's a giant cliche. It's like the Lady in White. Every haunted city you're ever going to visit has a crazy whistling ghost. This one just happens to be a doctor. So why are we in Dueler's Alley talking about this very happy fellow? It's not always happy stories with me. Let's move on. Part 2. Doc and Ralph go see plays together. They can't sit next to each other because the doctor makes more money. That's the hierarchy of Charleston. You got better seats. So they go see a play one night, and on the way home, they're discussing the new actress that they just saw. Doc thought she was great. Ralph did not. The argument turns into Ralph insulting the doctor's fiance, Amanda, back home in Rhode Island. Bless you. That's number 1 for you. He's insulting the doctor's fiance. They get really ugly with each other and they go their separate ways. But the next day, Ralph went to his friends at the newspaper and placed an ad telling the whole city of Charleston what he thought of the doctor. Kind of like a really bad Instagram post. That's how that works back then. So Doc saw the ad and rebutted. Let's go to Dueler's Alley. We're going to settle this. Somebody's going to die. All this over an actress. I just like to point out how dumb shit was in the 1700s. Yep. I know. I used to get that punchline all the time too. So the two gents come down here, back to back, take 10 paces. They turn. Doc points his gun in the air. Shot his one shot. He did not want to kill his friend. Just needed the courage to show up. But Ralph still has his one bullet, and he puts it in the kneecap on the doctor. Doc didn't die. He fell to the ground, and Ralph proved his point. He's not willing to forgive his friend, but didn't want to kill him either. But Doc's friends took him home to 59 Church Street, where he did die 10 days later after refusing medical treatment on November 2nd of 1786. So 2 things about the last statement. It is 1786. Gunshot wounds back then are a lot different than now. Secondly, he is a doctor. He probably just thought he had lead poisoning and tried to bleed it out himself, but obviously he failed because he died. So, Doc, the whole point about this whole story is that most ghost stories that come down here and tell you this story, it's not as, very straight to the point as I tell it, but they're telling their guests to listen for the whistles directly with their own ears. We have 2 voice recorders going, 2 cameras going. So if we're going to get a disembodied whistle, we'll have proof, and that's more than likely where we're going to find it, is out of one of those 4 devices. However, the spirit boxes, I can't tell you how many times I'm going through the recording and I get the whistling part of a song and the word doctor immediately after from a commercial. It happens more often than you would think. And then I look at the timestamp and go, we were near the hour. It happens all the time. Take that for what it is. If you're going to try this on your own, because remember, I've been kicked out of this space. We're going to talk about that in just a minute, because I know some of you, that's what you've been waiting for since we got here. But if you walk through here with your voice recorders on your phone, just remember that every local knows the story. Anybody walking up and down, Queen Street or Cumberland Street, we all throw a whistle down this alley. It's just something we do here. So just kind of keep that in mind and be cognizant of your surroundings. So let's talk about how I got kicked out of here. That's the fun part, right? How's our word list coming, Deb? You getting anything new? I know you're focused on the camera, but I was curious.
Month wage periodical via.
Periodical's good. Via periodical. He placed an ad to tell the city of Charleston. I like it.
Yeah.
That's pretty direct. If it said via ad, that would be better. But periodical works considering the time frame that we're talking about here, the time era. I like it. Yeah, me excited again. Look at me. What do we got?
Contain yourself, sir.
I know, right? Calm down. That's why the vest is so tight. Keeps me inside. But I like the word doctor. I'll be writing that one down too. Did you get anything since?
Stolen, dead, 95, Tennessee, pain.
That's what you guys in Tennessee. This is the second time you heard something
But I've
Tennessee.
never even been to West Tennessee except Memphis earlier.
Yeah, that's why I said that's the second time.
But you've been drinking high noons, which are from Memphis.
That's true.
Really? We're gonna go there? We're gonna take that stretch? You're fired.
Spirits of high noon. I tell Anita from Memphis.
So, the alley, where we were standing, there used to be a wall right about where we were, about halfway from us to there. And the reason why is because this is where they kept the livestock for the city of Charleston. This used to be called Cow Alley. This is where they, cows, goats, and chickens. The reason I'm telling you this is because they started building the alley down there, and a couple of hundred years later to what we're standing on. Those bricks are older than what you're on now. Those bricks down at the end by Queen Street were sun-dried bricks from slave children. There is a full handprint from a slave child in one of those bricks face up that you can see. And I used to take my groups down there for a history lesson. There's nothing paranormal about that brick. We just all need to see how far we've come from slavery. I don't care about the diversity of my group. We all need to see it. So anyway, I took my groups down there one night, November 26th of 2020, and they all stopped and huddled around the brick, waiting for something to happen. I know nothing's going to happen. You already know how I feel about cemeteries. He's not there. He's hanging out with his wife and kids when he grew up. You see the point. But anyway, so I'm trying to shoo him along, and we're also outside the dining room window of the beautiful mansion at the end of the alley. I'm trying to be respectful, not realizing we were truly out of bounds where tours are allowed to be at that time of night. My 14-year-old daughter was on the tour that night. She was way shorter back then. She was about this big. And she thought it was absolutely hysterical that her father was getting yelled at by the owner of the mansion when he came out yelling at me. She was all about it. Yeah, well, we moved on. The rest of the night, we did the rest of our night and kind of moved on. The next day was Thanksgiving. I don't tour on holidays, primarily Thanksgiving. Most of you know I used to work for upper management in Walmart. You guys fight over towels on Thanksgiving. You scarred me for life. I don't do holidays anymore. And we moved on. So the next morning, I called my partner that I had, and I told him what happened. When he picked up the phone, he was already laughing because he already got the city complaint. He already knew what was happening, and I'm freaking out because I don't know what to do because my rest of my tour was that way. He says, well, it's residential that way. You got to figure it out. And he hung up. I'm like, well, damn it. So I told my team that night, it's Black Friday, I'm sold out again. And I said, guys, I don't believe in the next story. It's just, I've never had anything happen with my equipment over there. I know a little bit about the space. We'll talk about it. But I'm into vampires, not pirates. Now, I would normally tell you a pirate story next, but we've been booted out of that place. However, if I tell you we're going to be discussing pirates in Charleston, who do you think we're going to be discussing? Blackbeard, good job. Kudos to all of you for not saying Jack Sparrow. Gold stars all the way around. If I had $1 for every time I heard Jack Sparrow, the fake pirate on Disney Channel, yeah, right, I'd be a rich man. Moving on. Yeah, it's funny. You can laugh. It's hysterical. She's like laughing quite.
His name in my head too.
And he's based off of a real pirate. He just wasn't Jack Sparrow as a real person. He was Calico Jack. Moving on. But yeah, you're right. Blackbeard is normally the frame of thought. Somebody heard the name Anne on a spirit box before we left. I didn't tell them it was going to be the female pirate, Anne Bonny. So I was like, oh, snap, maybe we will get something. I took them up and around the corner. Somebody else heard the number 300. I don't know what it means. I wrote it down. I do the research that night. We were there November 28th of 2020. Anne Bonny's trial for piracy was November 28th of 1720. We were there on the exact 300th anniversary of her pirate trial. Yeah, you guys normally have that reaction, which is why I tell the story, but let me tell you, I was actually quite pissed off. Let me explain. All of my degrees are in writing or English or something of that sort. Yes, there's a lot of them. I went to school forever. But at the same time, whenever I'm doing research, especially for anything paranormally related, I like facts and data. That's a problem with pirates because pirate stories come from pirate lore. Pirate lore was written 100 years after the days of Blackbeard and Anne Bonny. That's a problem because of the grapevine effect of the 100 years. We don't know how much of it's true, how much of it is romanticized. You can see the point. It took a shit ton of research to make sure, like, whenever you guys heard something, I was watching documentaries, playing video games, reading more books, to make sure that skull and crossbones were really a thing. Because, again, it took that much research. We're not allowed in that space anymore. However, we will literally be next door to it. Believe it. It can and will happen. Just because I'm not investigating it primarily anymore doesn't mean that she's not going to come through. So you guys will start to see those things, and I'll let you know when those things actually pop up and how it's related. So, Doc does follow us, by the way, from the alley. He does have a code word that will come up through spirit boxes, and it's a code word that I gave him to let me know that he's lingering around with us. It's not a common word you would hear on the radio, so I'm not going to tell you what it is. I don't want you looking for it. However, if it doesn't come up tonight and you remember at the end of the night, I will tell you what the code word was, just so in case you guys find it later on. I might miss it on my spot check, or you guys miss it in real time. Does anybody else want to give Casey's listening device a minute or two before we leave the space? Because this is the only location where we actually use it. Really? It's crazy in there, guys. You have no idea how intense it is. Casey's like, yep, that's why I'm not talking.
Oh, is it?
I'll give it a try.
Okay. Casey, hand it over.
Plus this
Yep, thank you.
doesn't
Yeah,
like
we're done
me.
with it. Headphones on slowly. Don't put the microphone too close to the headphone. It's heavy. It didn't even squeak that time. I just shut the gate and there was no sound. Which, is it blonde?
There's two. There's a blonde one, and there's a,
The blonde one is Jackie.
and then
I see the other one. He's right in front. Jackie used to be named Jack because of my pirate story over there, and then Jack showed up pregnant, and that's when I changed Jack's name to
the
Jackie.
Jackie.
It seems like Jackie is forever pregnant. Oh, and Deb, with that camera, it's best to try to keep it as still as possible. You got those bars, you got all the headstones, so.
Sauce.
Maybe you're saucy.
Oh, that's
Saucy?
Water sauce and white sauce.
What's weird is I cannot find a grade for any Sally, so maybe the woman was right. Sally could be short for a million things. That's the problem. What was the other one? Dorothy?
Midnight Sunday.
Well, it's close. What's weird is one night somebody actually heard the name of this guy, and then another person heard the other name of, like, it was like Benjamin, Jonathan, whatever.
Yeah,
So it's like, and that's what's on that headstone. Like, it was just weird that it came from two.
different places.
Nothing else new in there. Just the one sauce. Cannon's okay. There is like a Canon powder magazine. It's just, to me, it doesn't really look like just the building nearby. We're in a city.
I want the cat.
Oh, I thought you
I
meant
want
the camera.
No, I want the kitties. There's two of them.
They live here probably by their owners.
You know, cats are a really spiritual animal, which is kind of funny.
What's that?
What? It's that thing right there. It's just trying to tell you it's something.
I mean, I do get excited about anything about that too.
Oh, my kitty. Hi.
Oh, looks like she's knocked up again. That's great.
Hi. Oh, she's so fat.
Because apparently the cat is supposed to scare the devils away. It is a non-denominational church. We know
Yeah.
camera's pretty cool, dude. I like that. We'll figure out how to zoom in with the black light.
No, I haven't messed with that. I messed with this zoom.
That's a hard spirit box. That's on it. That's a perfect shot because if something does show up, then I get excited and I get to take the screenshot, brighten it up to make sure it wasn't just a headstone. Because you got nothing in there right now, which is what's wonderful. We've caught something in here before, believe it or not, with that camera. I was surprised because there are a lot of layers in here. Wasn't much. It was just a little 2-second, somebody showed up.
No, actually. I got no video. No showed up for like one
I feel like I had something. That, do you see it? In the upper left.
I think that's a tree.
It's got a head. It's got Lord-filled God worship?
I just told Courtney, don't even bother writing down religious terms. We're near the church. You're gonna pick up on all of it.
Okay, and then I also got kidnapped. Yeah.
It's a little dark.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I can't kidnap.
I'm gonna kidnap the cats.
Did you say you heard kidnapped?
Yeah.
I swear I heard it almost at the exact same time you said that.
Really?
And they may have synced up for that brief moment.
Might have, yeah.
But even when something is said or heard twice, it's almost like it's screaming at me, pay attention.
Yeah.
So if you hear the name Charles and then Charles shows up on the word list, Charles wants to be seen.
Okay.
That's basically how I look at it. And what's kind of cool is she's kind of close to the camera, so if she misses anything, the audio will be on the camera.
How do you take a screenshot? I
So
keep
it's-
seeing that little something little
So
flashing.
you're recording the video, so I'll watch it on YouTube, and then I'll
Oh.
take a screenshot from YouTube, and then brighten it up in like a photo filter. I mean, again, it's a lot of like toggling, but I get it done. So if that little guy keeps popping up, is it the exact same shape all the time? It might be picking up just on something we would normally
Oh.
be able to see then. If you were getting different shapes out of it every couple of seconds, I would say maybe you have somebody moving.
Oh,
I want to see the shape though.
about 5 times I saw something right there that kind of changed.
Yeah, this is a hard spot to capture anything with, but it can happen.
I think you're convincing me.
I'm almost wondering if you're seeing it up here, like that's going to be like where the trees are still lining
Oh,
up.
yeah, maybe.
So I'm wondering if like when the wind blows, you're picking up on the tree movement.
Oh, like
That's
that.
the bar, yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna-
Yeah, that's literally picking up on like the glistening of the light off the bar. I don't know if you pick.
So lower it or like?
Left and right it. There you go. Because the camera is right here.
Oh, okay.
So
Gotcha.
if you put it in between the bars, you won't have that effect. Is this a lot different than what you guys have done before?
Yeah,
I always hope for that.
yeah, much better.
I try to be the weirdo oddball.